What's going on YouTube? Klaus here, Klaus in the greenhouse reporting for Plant-Based News. Thanks for tuning in. I have just seen a really important, weighty article come out of Global Meat News. The title of the article was "Lobby Group Calls for Switch from Meat to Plant-Based Protein." This is a really important article for a number of different reasons, so I'm going to break it down and explain what is going on. So this article is basically about how investors managing $1.25 trillion in assets have called on 16 food companies to shake up the global meat supply chain, citing concerns over factory farming. The coalition of 40 investors brought together by the Farm Animal Investment Risk and Return Initiative wrote to 16 leading companies. So these investors from this really big, influential lobby group have basically written to some of the leading companies, the leading food companies in the world like Walmart, Tesco and Unilever, saying, hey guys, when are you going to switch over to plant proteins? We really need you to do this quickly because of the health, environmental and ethical concerns of meat production. Let's just go through these issues that they were talking about. So in terms of the health issues, 14 of the 15 leading causes of death have now been scientifically linked to eating animal products. This is why New York-based chief of cardiology went vegan last week, and the president of the US College of Cardiology did the same thing last year. His name's Dr. Kim Williams, and last year the US College of Cardiology started backing a plant-based diet. They looked at all the evidence and they realized that a whole food plant-based diet is optimal for health and meat is terrible for health. This backs up the report last year by the World Health Organization, which clearly said that red and processed meat is as carcinogenic for human health as tobacco smoking. In terms of the ethical issues, this should be obvious, but it's not, because slaughterhouses and farms are hidden away from the public, so people can't see what goes on there. But every week there's more and more press releases about how animal abuse runs rampant among farms and slaughterhouses all over the world. In terms of the environmental issues, in short, animal agriculture's meat production is absolutely terrible for the environment. It's the leading cause of most environmental ills, and this is why Professor Martin Hadger, who's a UN expert on food production, he called for a worldwide tax on meat production earlier in the year. And it's why the Chinese government, the Ministry of Health in China, have said in the next few years they want to cut meat consumption down by 50% because it's just so bad for the environment. I found out about this this new kind of policy by the Chinese government because in the summer Arnold Schwarzenegger and famed film director James Cameron came together in a campaign that tried to bring awareness to what the Chinese government were trying to do. So going back to the article, the 16 leading food companies are being written to by this huge, powerful and influential lobby group. These companies, as I said, are like Walmart, Unilever, Tesco, so really, really big companies. Some of these companies, to be fair, are already shifting over to the plant-based industry, but they're not doing it quick enough. And so these guys, these investors from this really influential lobby group are trying to speed up the process. But to be fair to companies like Unilever, who own Hellmann's, they've released vegan mayonnaise this year. Hellmann's have released vegan mayonnaise this year, and it's quite a funny chain of events that led them to that. In 2015, they tried to sue vegan company Hampton Creek for making Just Mayo, which is a vegan eggless mayonnaise. But this year, Hellmann's saw how well Hampton Creek were doing. For example, in the last few months, Hampton Creek have had 43 of their products stocked in the massive US supermarkets, Walmart and Target. Hellmann's saw this and they're like, whoa, these guys are doing really, really well. We're going to drop our lawsuit against them. And then something big happened. They actually released vegan mayonnaise themselves. So this was a good example of how the tides are turning on a corporate level. So what we're seeing is, as the consumers are walking their walk by buying more vegan products, the corporations, the service providers, the people that want the consumers' money are following. But it's not happening quickly enough. So these investors in this large lobby group are putting pressure on the leading companies around the world to do this quicker. This is massive news. It comes in the wake, if you didn't know, of a new report last week revealing that the growing plant-based sector is bolstering the US economy by $13.7 billion. And It's no surprise that investment groups are getting on board. For example, investment group New Crop Capital have recently come out and said they're backing vegan plant-based companies to the tune of $25 million. And Eric Schmidt this year, he's the executive director of Alphabet, who Google's parent company, ranked vegan meat as the most important trend in tech, beating things like 3D printing, self-driving cars and virtual reality. So the plant protein revolution is coming. This is backed up by the large number of articles that have been published this year about how the meat substitute market is going to be the next big thing. This was according to LinkedIn, Business Insider, Forbes, Washington Post, New York Times, Financial Review, Popular Science and the Food Channel, who all spoke about how the meat substitute market is due to affect the world economy. Even in Meeting Place magazine, if you don't know, Meeting Place magazine are a leading meat publication. One of their cover stories this year was on the meat substitute market, and it was talking about how the meat substitute market is due to be the next big thing. So the plant protein revolution is on its way. Companies like Beyond Meat and Impossible Foods, who are researching what meat tastes like meat and then building meat up from the molecular level using plants, are doing really well. They've had a lot of investment from the likes of Bill Gates and Twitter executive director Biz Stone. Impossible Foods Impossible Burger came out this year, and food snobs couldn't tell the difference between the plant-based Impossible Burger and a real burger. And also in 2016, according to a new report this year, by the year 2020, the meat substitute market is predicted to be worth over $5 billion globally. And with the urgency of the climate impact and ethical concerns of the animal agricultural industries, there's a groundswell for meat alternatives, artificial meat, to capture market share and overtake the production of traditional meat. I don't know when it's going to happen, but what I do know is Plant-Based News is going to let you know first. I don't know any other news outlet that contextualizes these stories in the way we do here. Yes, an article came out of Global Meat News, but it didn't talk about all this other stuff that I've gone on about. So I'm really trying to connect the dots here. I appreciate your support. It means a lot. Plantbasednews.org is coming out very soon. Do us a favor, sign up down below. Just put your name and email in. We won't send you any spam, but we'll let you know when. We'll send you a quick alert by email when it is launched. With there's going to be lots of exclusive footage on there. For example, I've held back bonus footage from the Dr. Michael Greger interview I did earlier in the year, and I've just lined up an interview with Clifton Roberts, the presidential candidate for the Humane Party of the United States. That's going to be next month, so that's going to be on the website as well. So lots of exciting stuff happening on my end. Please do us a favor, just sign up down below. I really appreciate that. But yeah, thanks for watching everyone. See you soon. Peace out.